Welcome back dear students. In today's video I am going to discuss let's see a relationship between dictionaries and tuples. Means we are going to use the dictionaries and tuples together. Dictionaries have a method called items. There's a one method in a dictionary called items that returns a list of tuples where each tuple is a key value pair. If we see there is a dictionary D, A is to 10, B is to 1 and C is to 22. Say A, B, C are the keys and 10, 1, 22 are the values. Okay, so because of that we call this as a key value pair. Now when we use a method items on a dictionary, like say here D dot items, so better is I am going to execute this and show you. So later we can discuss on that. Okay, so here what I do is I'm going to define a dictionary. Let us consider dictionary. Say it contains a keyword A and its value is 10, and let us consider it contains a keyword B and its value is 1, and lastly one more keyword C and its value is 22, right? So remember, if I print D, this is what in which order it is going to print, that we cannot predict. It is unpredictable because A, B, C have given, but it's printing C, B, A. Anyhow, so that doesn't matter because we are going to access any element by using a keyword only. This one we have discussed in previous session in case of dictionaries. Now I'm going to use that items method. So I'll show the how do we get that items. D dot items. Look at this. These are the dictionary items. It will going to show all the dictionary items. Dict underscore items. These are the dictionary items. Now from these items I'm going to create a list where list is equal to, I'm going to create a list. Say list of D dot items. Now if I print LST, look at this. This is a list, but remember this is a list of tuples because this is a tuple. This is a tuple. This is a tuple. As we expected, so from the dictionary, the items are in no particular order. Here, say it was not in any particular order. And however, since the list of tuple is a list and the tuples are comparable, we can now sort the list of tuples. It is not in order, but that can be sorted. Like converting a dictionary to a list of tuples is a way for us. It is not in order, but that can be sorted. Like converting a dictionary to a list of tuples is a way for us to output the contents of a dictionary sorted by key. So using tuples we can, because the tuples can be easily comparable, we can sort it very easily like this. This is a dictionary. We write D, which is a list, is equal to a list of tuples, say list of D dot items. T, when we print we get like this, and we can sort on that T. If we sort, say we have done up to this, and let us see this much. Okay, so if we sort, say this is LST, a list of tuples, and I can use sort method on this. Let's see, it has been sorted. Okay, but remember it has been sorted taking a keyword on a keyword. Okay, because A, B and C, it's an increasing order. A value is 10, whereas B value is 1 and C value is 22. This was the original list, but now after sorting, this is the list. Because a list contains a tuple, means a sequence of tuples, and tuples are comparable, we can easily sort it using a sort. Say for example, one more thing here. Say why I'm telling tuples are comparable and we can easily sort. If I take one string, for example, is equal to B, C, D, A, B, and if I print that string, it's B, C, D, A, B. If I apply sort on that, we cannot, because the str, say this whatever the string object is there, it has no attribute called sort. And why no attribute means there are no methods called sort, because strings are immutable, we cannot change it. When we apply a sort, the total object will be sorted, but the elements will be there within the object will be sorted out in either ascending or descending order, and we don't get a original object. Whereas the strings are immutable in nature, because of that, so the sort method cannot work on strings, and moreover strings don't have a sort method, right? the new list is sorted in ascending alphabetical order, say which we have seen this. Multiple assignment with the dictionaries. So let us see what is this. Combining items are elements of dictionaries, tuple assignment and for loop. We can see a nice code pattern traversing the keys and values of a dictionary in a single loop. Like here, for say we can use key and value in a dictionary items, because d dot items is going to return a dictionary items which are nothing but tuples. Now this can be say for key value in list. Obviously it will going to use keys. With respect to key, it will going to sort key values in list. It will going to print value and key. If there is a tie-up between key, then only it will sort as per the value. Just using the simple for loop, we can sort a dictionary in a very simple way. If you see D, the dictionary D, it is CBA for key, and one more is val in. Look at this. Here I am going to take a dictionary, but that dictionary will be a list. D dot items. Remember, D is a dictionary. This dictionary items means these things. Okay, so which will be a tuple, and on these items I'm going to convert this to a list. And for say these two, remember say keys and values. The first one will be keys, means the first element here will be key, and the second one will be values. Say this is what multiple assignment. Simultaneously, it will take a tuple and the first element will be assigned to key and the second element will be assigned to val. Okay, right. And here if I print, first I can print a value and later a key. But if I directly print say list, will get key and value, but here the sorting will be on value. The difference you can see, earlier we had sorted the list using a key, but here we are sorting a list using a value. Say for example, if I write instead of this is our D for, and now if I type this, look at this, first key has been printed but sorted in reverse ascending order. But if I am going to use this, instead of key I sort on val. Okay, so it has been printed first values and later keys. We have not sorted, just we are printing, because D is this and directly we are printing using a for loop. So both the elements we are printing using for loop here. So we have not sorted, but later say we'll see even how to sort this. Okay, so this C has been printed, then B has been printed and A has been printed, but always we can think how can we print. Instead of value first, we can use key first. Okay, and this even can be sorted easily, that we'll see in next. This loop has two iteration variables because items returns a list of tuples containing a key and value. Okay, so this is going to return a list of tuples which will be key and value. Val is a tuple assignment that successively iterates through each of the key value pairs in the dictionary here. Okay, for each iteration through a loop, both key and value are advanced to the next key value pair in the dictionary. So that is still in a hash order, means we cannot predict what is the order. Hash order means there is particular order. Again, hash key order means no particular order. So the output of the loop will be something like this. Okay, like say nothing, say it's not in any order. Now if we combine these two techniques, we can print, means a tuple and multiple assignment, both if we combine, we can print out the contents of a dictionary sorted by value stored in each of the key. So means normally we can sort using a key, but by combining this technique, tuple and multiple assignment technique, we can sort by value. To do this, we first take a list of tuples where each tuple is value key. Then the item methods would give us list of key value tuples, but this time we want to sort by value, not by key. Once we have constructed a list with value key tuples, it is simple matter to sort the list just by using a sort method. Okay, so we'll see this by taking one example. Now say D is equal to, I'm going to define a dictionary, say A Already I think we had defined this dictionary. No need to define, it is available. This is a D. Okay. And now I'm going to create a list. L is equal to a empty list can be created using a function list. And now what I do, I use for loop for t comma val in, so I directly use d dot items for key comma value in d dot items l dot append. I'm going to append it to a list. How I append? I'm going to create a tuple here, val comma key. Look at this, I have created a tuple and that tuple will be appended, whereas first element will be val and the second will be key. Right? If I type L here, look at this, the dictionary has been converted to a list of tuples. This is a dictionary, whereas this is a list of tuples. Okay. Now we can easily sort it. Sorting is not a big deal. L dot sort. And if at all we want this in a reverse direction, type reverse is true. And now if I type L, look at this, this is 22 1 10, whereas now 22 10 1, because it is sorted on first element. This is on first element 22 1, right? Whereas here itself, like L is equal to list, one more thing, and for key value, and if I append like this, let us consider first key and later the value and print L. Here say 22C instead of that C22. So then, so means based on key I have printed, and we can sort this. When you say it was earlier only CBA by default. So otherwise even we can sort in other order, ABC. It is increasing order. Okay. So this one is we have sorted based on the value, and this one we have sorted based on the key. Okay. Both methods, however you want, you can create the tuple here. Okay. Here this is say value key pair, and in this case it is key value pair. So right. So this is what. To do this, we first make a list of tuples. Okay, that we have done. The items methods would give a list key value pair. Once we have constructed a list with a value key tuples, it is simpler to sort using a sort method. So this is what we have seen. By carefully constructing a list of tuples to have a values as the first element, in case of first we have written value of each tuple, we can sort the list of tuples and get our dictionary content sorted by value. So if the first element will be value, it will going to sort by value. If the first element is key, it will going to sort by key. Both methods I have shown. Now say one more example we will see using tuples. Example of sorting is sorting words of text Mahabharata. If we take that previous example of text from Mahabharata.txt, we can use this technique, whatever we have seen just now, to print the 10 most common words in the text as follows. Like say for example, I'm going to take a big text, and in that text say which are the 10 most common words, which means most common words means the words which appear oftenly, whose occurrences will be higher. So that I want to list. Okay, so this is the program. Okay, so a simple program is there. Say I can write this program, otherwise we can discuss, no problem. So I'll write the program. Say, because up to this it is easier, say it's better I'll discuss here only, because it's the same program which we had discussed in previous session. Import string. This program prints the 10 most common words used in the text file, that is whatever the text file we enter, and here the text file is directly taken, that is Mahabharata.txt. Say import string, because we are going to use say this translate and mix trans methods. Okay, say f and is equal to open a file. Okay, here I have not added any try and catch except block, say which you can add. Say f and is equal to open, by default it will be opened in a read mode. Okay, counts is equal to dict. Okay, say it will going to create a dictionary, okay, whose name is counts. Now for line in f and, for every line in a file handle, okay, line is equal to line dot translate string dot make translate. This is from string, this is two strings. Say replace this by this, but we are not replacing any character by any character. But what we are doing, say we are deleting all the punctuations. Okay. So, and later, say whether a small letter or capital letters, all will be converted in a line. All letters will be converted to lowercase letters, and it will be stored back in line. And now that line will be removed of all the punctuations, and this line what we do is we are going to split by using a by default delimiter space. Words contains all the words of that line. Now for every word in words, if a word is not there in counts, obviously add that to a dictionary. Okay, if it is there, then increment the counts. This particular part we have seen to count the number of occurrences of a particular word. Up to this it is similar. And what we do here, so this is a method to sort a dictionary by value. Okay, say what we are going to create a new list called LST for key comma value in list of counts.items. Remember, counts is a dictionary. Counts.items will return the items of a dictionary, which will be a tuple, list of tuple, and that will get one by one, and it will be added to a list, lst.append. But remember, while appending, I am going to add value first and key later. Okay, so value is nothing but here it's occurrences. Value is nothing but it's occurrences, because number of occurrences, so value is nothing but number of occurrences of that word. Okay, so after constructing a list, we can sort it. So lst dot sort in a reverse order. So because I want to go from most common used words, highest occurrences of a word, and for key value in a list, print. See, this is a slice operator, means from 0 to 10 you print 10 most commonly used words. Print with respect to key value instead of printing value key. So, but it is being sorted in value key order, means it is sorted by a value, but I am printing in a key value. So, if at all it's in a file, it's there. You can see this program prints the 10 most common words in a file. So whatever the program I have explained, this is the program. Okay, so we'll execute this program. I hope whatever I have explained, it is clear to you. It is going to print 10 most commonly used words. Okay, if I print it using a Python 3 interpreter, say this is a text mahabharata.txt. So this text we are using. Remember, it contains even punctuations, all the punctuations. We have removed all those punctuations, and after executing, look at this. These are the highest words. The appears 80 times, to appears 39 times, of appears 37 times, a appears 17 times, son appears 10 times. So I can print, instead of 10 common words, I can print 20 common words. 20 common words. See here, Shantanu appears 7 times, Dhritarashtra appears 7 times. Okay. So here one thing, all these words appears 10 times. But you can see these words are sorted in reverse ascending, nothing but in a descending order, because S, P, H, H, B. And even these all appear 7 times. Because of that, look at this, these are sorted in a, once again, descending order. Reverse ascending is nothing but descending order. T appears, then S, then K, and lastly D. Right? So this is how we can use tuples with dictionaries to sort, to find a particular occurrences of a particular word, and even the most common used words. The first part of the program, which reads the file and computes the dictionary, that maps each word to the count of words in document, so without changing that document, but instead simply printing the output of that program. So we have constructed a list with a value key pair, which is nothing but tuples, and then sorted that list in a reverse order. Since the value is first, it will be used for the comparisons. If there is more than one tuple with the same value, it will look for the second element, that is key. So the tuple where the value is the same will be further sorted by alphabetical order, that to reverse alphabetical order. Say first W will be there, then means reverse from Z, Y, X, it comes like that. Okay. At the end we write a nice loop say which does multiple assignment iteration and prints out the 10 most common words by iterating through a slice of a list, that is 0 to 10. Okay, so and we have seen the output. Say with this we'll see using tuples as a keys in a dictionaries. Okay, so because tuples are hashable and lists are not, means the elements of tuples can be easily accessed using a index, nothing but key. If we want to create a composite key to use in a dictionary, we must use a tuple as a key. Means in case of dictionary, we can instead of a normal index, we can use a normal key. We can use a tuple as a key, because using that key, which is a tuple is hashable, we can easily get the value. We would encounter a composite key if we wanted to create a telephone. Like say for example, simple key is something, a dictionary, like say a dictionary contains a word called the and it appears 10 times. The is a key and 10 is a value. That's a simple key. The is a simple key. Now instead of that simple key, we can use a tuple. In place of the, we'll use a tuple. So that is a composite key. And here we would encounter a composite key if we wanted to create a telephone directory. One of important example is telephone directory that maps from a last name, first name paste to a telephone number. If at all I want to search a directory, we don't search just by a first name. We'll search using a first and last name. Like say for example, if first name is Bhimesh and the second name is Gudur, then later a telephone number, we'll search using first and last name, where both a number where both first and last name appears, that number will be fetched. Assuming that we have defined the variable last, first and numbers, let us assume these variables have been defined. We could write a dictionary assignment statement as follows. Like say directory is one directory of last comma first is equal to number. Okay, this is how we can have the list. This is a list. The expression in a bracket is a tuple, whereas this is a tuple. Here m, directly I am using m. Okay, say m say is nothing but a tuple. So where m is equal to input, enter first name and last name. So the first name and last name will be stored in m, and if that m is equal to exit, break. Otherwise you ask for a phone number and store that in a dictionary. It's because t of m is equal to input a phone numbers, it will be stored in a dictionary. Now what can be done is, as per our program, we can use this. We can create a first, I use a Python 3 interpreter. Here, so first is equal to say Guru Raj, and last is equal to, say I'll take it as a Guru, right? I'm going to create a dictionary called directory is equal to this directory of last comma first is equal to, say number, say I'll directly write that number 9771212, some number. Okay. If I print the directory, okay, this is Gurraj Gudur and this is the number. Now we can use a for loop for this. For and one more even can be added to this directory of first. So directory of first. So I'll change the first is, say for example, it's a string, and last is equal to, now if I use directory of first and last and some other number, now let's print directory, it can two things. Okay, here one and here one. This is a tuple and number, dictionary containing tuple. This is a key, basically this is a key, and this is a composite key which is a tuple, and this is a value. Okay, now we can use a for loop for last comma first in directory. We can print in which order. First we can print first name, later we can print last name, and later we can print directory of last and first. Just a minute. So directory, okay, spelling mistake, just a minute, no problem. This is a directory. So let me use for last and first. Here print first and this is directory. Now you can see Gururaj Gudur, so this is a phone number, and say Vijay Gudur, this is one more. Means wherever we want to develop a dictionary and sort it, even we can use this method to find a particular phone number in a dictionary. So with this we'll proceed further to sequences, nothing but strings, list and tuples. One can work on combinations of these, whichever we have seen so far, strings, lists and tuples. Okay, combinations of list and combinations of tuples, tuples of tuples, lists of lists, tuples of lists. Means instead of talking on combinations, say it is sometimes easier to talk about sequences of sequence, because strings is a sequence, a list is a sequence, tuples is a sequence. In general we can say it as a sequences of a sequence. To start with, strings are more limited than other sequences because the elements have to be characters, right? Says the strings are only sequences of characters, more limited. Even one more limitation is strings are immutable, because if we need the ability to change the characters in a string, so we cannot change it. Only thing is we can create a new string. We might want to use a list instead of characters. Like when it comes to change a content of string, then we cannot use a string. Say we may use a list, because there we can change the content. Whereas lists are common than tuples, mostly because they are mutable. Okay, so because lists are mutable, so they are even common than the tuples, and tuples are immutable. But there are few cases where we might prefer tuples. So where we can prefer tuples. In most contexts, like a return statement, wherever we write return statement, it is syntactically simpler to create a tuple than a list. In other context, we might prefer list. Means in case of return, so because tuples we cannot change it, say the tuples are immutable, we can directly write say return. Okay, say return, and the tuple say which contains inside a list, it can be easily, means which contains a key value pair, say easily sent. Okay, and if we want to use a sequence as a directory keys, which we have seen just now, we can use immutable type like a tuple or a string. Okay, because there the name should not be changed. And if we are passing a sequence of arguments to a function, remember when we are passing a sequence of arguments, it will be passed as a, especially the sequence will be passed as a reference, and all we are going to work on that. And unexpectedly, if we modify something, obviously because of aliasing, it may give it a different result. In such cases, we can use either strings or tuples. Because tuples are immutable, they don't provide methods like sort, because we cannot sort. That's what whenever we are working on tuples, we convert it to a list and later we worked on a list. So, and even it cannot provide a method called reverse, which modify existing lists. However, Python provides a built-in functions called sorted and reversed, which make any sequence as a parameter and return. Hope this is clear to all of you, dear students. With this, let me stop here. Thank you for watching.